Hey DEXTools and Cookie3 community, we have a huge AMA today. Before we get started, could you please introduce yourself and your background?
Hi, I'm Christina. I'm the CMO of Cookie3. It's amazing to be here. Thank you so much for having me. My background in Web3, I've been in Web3 for about 4 to 5 years. And then earlier, I worked in luxury fashion and marketing. So marketing is my, backbone. And then I moved my marketing expertise to Web3. And right now with Cookie3, we're essentially building Web3 marketing solutions. So I'm the CMO for a marketing company, which is quite exciting.
Amazing, great to meet you, and thank you for coming on today. Could you explain what Cookie3 is and what are you guys hoping to achieve?
Yes, so Cookie3 is the MarketingFi protocol and AI data layer. Our mission is to help redistribute marketing value in Web3 and beyond. So
Mhm.
basically, in Web2 marketing, you've got quite a standard model where value goes mostly to advertising giants like Google or Facebook,
Yeah.
whereas Web3 opened up the entire new economy, the co-ownership economy. If it's not just a user or a customer in a business, it's co-owners. If I'm a user of a project, I likely hold their tokens. So I have a direct stake in this project. So I want the project to not only use it, but also to do well because it impacts the value of the tokens I'm holding. So essentially, MarketingFi and what Cookie3 does leverages this new economy and aims to bring it into the way we do marketing with Web3. Because what's the point of doing marketing in Web3 in a way Web2 does it if the entire business user co-owner relationship is different?
Amazing. Can't wait to dive deeper into the marketing fi that you guys do. Before we do that, can you introduce the team and who's behind all the great work at Cookie3?
Yes. So we've got two co-founders. The first co-founder, the more public-facing one, which probably a lot of viewers and listeners have seen his face of, is Philip. Philip is the co-founder and CEO. And then there is another co-founder, Wojtek. Wojtek is our CTO, so he's more on the back-end side of things, but he's actually the one making sure everything works and nothing crashes. And then there is a couple of more amazing people on the team. So we've got Wojtek Mrówka, our Chief Operations Officer. He's making sure everything flows really smoothly. He's also been in Web3 for quite some time. He's really passionate about trading. So he's like a real, crypto native. We have a fantastic CPO, Mike. He's the CPO who runs a team who can put a product in 24 hours. You need a product, they put it, they build it. Fantastic, a very motivated, very hardworking guy. And then another person without whom everything that we do, because we do AI and analytics, wouldn't work, is Patricia. Patricia is our head of data. So she's the one who actually sits with all the data, trains our AI models, make sure our analytics work, and is a deep dive on the data. So that's the management team because we're about 26 people right now. So I will not introduce everyone one by one because that would take way too long. But yeah, most of our team is based in Poland, but actually we have other team members worldwide. We have some in India, we have some in the Philippines, we have some in Singapore and London. So, we're scattered all over the world.
Of course, it's amazing stacked team and 26 team members. That's impressive. Great job. I'm curious to hear your opinion on this. Can you explain the main problem with current Web2 marketing and how does Cookie3 aim to solve it?
So, like I said, in Web2, there is this, dual relationship between
Yeah.
businesses and customers, but also customers are actually very much disadvantaged in Web2. And I feel,
Mhm.
it's been said and raised many times, but there has not been a solution. You have businesses that obviously want to promote their products. That's a very natural thing that they want to do. And these businesses give their marketing budget to these advertising giants who essentially monopolize and monetize people's attention. They appropriate people's attention for revenue.
Yeah.
And then many studies have found that actually the conversion from these ads isn't that great, actually. And about 95% of marketing budgets in Web2 get wasted on people who don't convert. So
Yeah.
in Web3, trying to tackle all of these problems with MarketingFi. First thing is the budget. Instead of the budgets going to giants, and some could argue, oh yeah, Cookie3 is like the second Google. Yes, like we like to position ourselves as Google Analytics of Web3.
Yeah.
But instead of us taking these budgets for ads, we've built solution to pass these budgets onto the users. And that's actually leveraging this co-ownership economy. Because let's say I'm a project, I want to promote myself to the users. So you can use our analytics to find users who have synergies with your projects, to target users based on their specific behavior. We'll definitely dive deeper into Cookie3 Score platform, which very much leverages this and helps projects move rewards onto the users. So then you take your marketing budget, and instead of giving it to like an advertising giant, give it to the users in form of airdrops, in form of rewards, because then they have a stake in your project. They are incentivized to go explore it, but they're also incentivized, if they're happy with it, if they like it, to help it grow, because they have this initial sort of buy-in.
I really do like that model more than the traditional one. I think a lot of people are guilty of running ads without really knowing what they're doing and just kind of throwing the money away. I've done it a few times myself. And when it comes to like hearing marketing, it's kind of such a broad term. So I'm curious, how does Cookies3 MarketingFi model differ from traditional marketing methods? What do you guys do different?
Well, first thing is definitely the on-chain analytics. So Google Analytics and other analytics models, like they go only as far as Web2.
Yeah.
I think most marketers use Google Analytics, but if you go into Google Analytics and you're a Web3 project, as soon as your user moves on chain, you sort of lose track of them, which is funny, in fact, because on chain everything's transparent. So you actually have even more information than you do in Web 2. So we've integrated basically what Google Analytics does with the addition of the on-chain data. So businesses that use our, I'd say, hero product or like legacy product, because that was the first product that we released, and that's the analytics product that everything's built on it. So you can see when you've got our analytics pinned to your site, you can see all the demographics of your users. For example, what else they're holding in their wallets, what's the value of their wallet. So you're actually able to determine, okay, this campaign is bringing me a lot of people, but actually they are not trading on my platform. They're not interacting with my smart contract. They hold less than $10 in their wallets. Like, I'm not really getting much value from them, but maybe from a different campaign, you've got less number-wise people coming in, but actually these are the people that stay in your platform, that maybe participate in referral campaigns and bring more people in. And all of that is happening on-chain. So you need that on-chain data to determine it, which is like the backbone of what we do. And then I know you'll ask me later, so I will not go on talking about how we integrate AI, how we bring creators and KOLs into the mix, and finally the users for the rewards.
Amazing. That's hugely beneficial and differs from traditional models, especially where they stop tracking on chain. Like you mentioned, it's so transparent, so much data, and they're just missing out. Um, and I'm a huge fan of Airdrop, so I have to ask, what are some of the key benefits for users who engage with the Cookies3 platform? What's in it for them?
So, all right. So there is two things. First thing, let me start by explaining the Cookie3 score. So that really taps into this model that I said of forwarding your marketing budgets onto users. So Cookie3 Score is actually a platform that will launch by the end of this year, so 2024. Awesome. And it's a platform where users can log in using their wallet and their social media and receive like their Web3 quality score. So I cannot say exactly what it's going, like what's being counted, because so people don't like cheat the system, but basically it looks into their wallet behaviors, their on-chain transactions. Are they holding tokens? Are they dumping tokens? Are they staking tokens? Obviously someone who stakes tokens and not dumps them every time they receive an airdrop will have a higher score. Also their social media activity comes into play, so whether they are followed by any Any accounts we already have tagged as like quality accounts. If they have botted accounts, then they'll probably have a lower score. If they're just farming and posting farming tweets rather than quality educational content, that's going to decrease their score as well. So we're able to measure the sentiment of the tweets. And then based on all of this, they receive a Web3 quality score, which is a score for marketers. And then we're able to say to marketers who come to us through our business product, be like, okay, like these are the people worth targeting.
Yeah.
And then because we have all this on-chain data, we can even segment these audiences. So, you know, if like an NFT project comes to us, we're less likely to tell them like, oh, these people are like gamers and hold gaming tokens. Like we're most likely going to be like, your quality audience are people who hold a lot of NFTs. Do they sign up to the platform? That means they want to explore new projects. They want to receive rewards. Give them your rewards, give them your airdrops. They take it, they explore it, you know, they have a stake, everything that I just explained. And some might say, because some people say this argument, okay, but these people will just keep dumping these things for gains, but then that will ruin their score. So they will never get rewards again because they will not be able to build their score up again. So like it's got like a protection mechanism built
Definitely.
into the platform. And then the second way for users to really benefit from the cookie ecosystem is the cookie token. So like I said, we as Cookie3 are partnering with Cookie3, who's the issuer of the token. And as part of this partnership, we've made it possible for the cookie token to gather the value that is distributed within the cookie ecosystem. So for example, first thing is our Cookie3 airdrop shield. So we've built, as part of Cookie3 Analytics, we've built an airdrop shield, which is a tool to determine bots that are trying to participate in an airdrop. It uses over 15 unique characteristics to distinguish, you know, people from bots. It learns on both off-chain and on-chain behavior. And because it's an AI model, like it constantly analyzes the new data that it has, it constantly analyzes the behaviors and patterns of users that determine as humans and as bots. So it's always one step ahead. And then it helps marketers and projects make decision whether they want to exclude these users from the airdrop or not. So it gives them a score of likeliness of it being a bot, of likeliness like a certain user having more than one wallet connected and how many wallets. And then the project can make, you know, the decision themselves of like how much they want to allow, which is important because even the largest projects like layer 0 are struggling with botted airdrops. So, and then where do the users and the cookie comes into play, the cookie token? So basically, if a project uses the airdrop shield, Cookie3 takes a fee, like a service fee, which is about 10% of the saved airdrop. So a project decides, I want to save my airdrop from bots, I want to redistribute it to actual quality users. We take about a 10% service fee, and then that service fee gets distributed to the stakers of the cookie token. So that's the way they participate. Then we've got another two platforms, one of which is Cookie3 affiliate to run like unique referral campaigns and pay creators for performance. So once they bring someone to the project and this person completes an action that this project is deeming worth, like marketing wise, a KOL gets a payout, usually in project native tokens. We have platform fees, and these fees are also distributed to stakers. But there is actually also another aspect to Cookie3 affiliate, which I feel is more exciting because it's very, very current, which is fair KOL rounds. I know it's been a taboo in the industry for quite some time, but a lot of people are talking about this, which is KOL rounds. So projects onboard creators as early investors in the project on very preferential terms. And then these KOLs and these creators promote tokens basically because there is a gain for them as well because they came in as early investors early on. But the problem here was that communities have absolutely no way of participating in these pre-sales and these, you know, private sales. So what we've built Cookie3 affiliate with like fair KOL rounds. And right now, I think we've launched the first rounds with 15 projects and like a 3 million fund 4 days ago, 5 days ago, and they're already oversubscribed. So projects who are onboarding creators onto these KOL rounds can post their KOL rounds on Cookie3 affiliate, where we had already over 18,000 Web3 KOLs registered. These KOLs register interest for these KOL rounds and can also register interest to receive an allocation for their community, which is a way for us to allowing these communities to get onto these KOL rounds as well. The projects choose whether they want to onboard them or not. And then the SAFT is being signed. There is one KYC within the platform, so it's easier to manage for the KOLs as well. They receive an allocation for themselves and they receive allocation for their communities. And then we take, again, around 10 to 20% management fees, like any KOL manager would. And these management fees get airdropped to the cookie stakers again. So the cookie stakers keep getting, more and more airdrops from every part of the ecosystem. And similarly with the score, there is a proportion of tokens that we take as platform fees that get distributed to cookie stakers. So every platform that we have has an element where fees and management fees and any sort of service fees are being distributed to the cookie stakers.
That's amazing. You guys have a lot of different verticals and rewarding the users every step of the way. I like how you guys, filter from the bad actors and reward real users. There are, different type of holders for sure. People that do dump the tokens right away, and then people that diamond hand everything and hold everything, until it moons. So I do see the benefit of rewarding, the valuable users. You touched on the cookie token a little bit, so I do want to go into it because you guys have a huge ecosystem. So I'm curious, how does the token integrate into the entire Cookie3 ecosystem? And you touched on some of the utilities, but what are some more utilities for holders and some that they can expect holding the cookie token?
Yes, so the cookie token itself has its native utilities, which is the governance utility within the cookie DAO when it comes to the DAO treasury, the DAO fund, but also the decisions of what the token holders can do and anything relating to the partnership between Cookie3 and the DAO that concerns the cookie token. Another thing that is a big benefit and a native utility of the token is the staking utility. So holders of Cookie can stake their token to receive yield. And then obviously the multi-airdrop utility, which I just covered in depth, gathering value from every corner of the cookie ecosystem. And then the final utility, which will be launched soon, which is the AI credits. So the demand for data is rising. Like businesses want to see, especially Web3 businesses want to see data and be able to make data-driven decisions, but they want to see data that's presented in a way that they can analyze it. Because in Web3, data is widely available, but if it's not processed, like a marketer like you and me, like we cannot make much sense out of it. But AI can. So we actually, we gather these information, we gather the data that's widely available, and then we use AI to analyze it. And then we also are training LLM models for you to, like you go into ChatGPT and you're able to ask a question and then it analyzes the data. You'll be able to ask a question like, what NFTs are my users holding? And then these AI data LLM model will give you an answer. So we are actually going to implement AI data credits. So if you will want to use this part of the service as a business or maybe as a user, you'll be interested to see something and to talk to our model, you will have to spend these AI data credits to be able to use them. And AI data credits will be redeemable for the cookie token, which with the rising demand for this data will create also a rising demand for the cookie token.
Of course, AI products and services have a huge demand for them as well. And a lot of projects are kind of following the hot buzzword AI, but I love that there's actual substance with you guys and you guys are integrating it and there's, real product and service you guys are actually have.
Definitely. We wouldn't be saying we're AI without having any AI.
Of course. So I'm curious, do you guys have any huge success stories, any case studies, any projects that have used Cookie's MarketingFi model? How's it turned out for them?
I think the biggest recent success story is, the third KOL rounds, which we've done for over 12 projects have been oversubscribed in less than 5 days, which shows, that KOLs are looking for these deals and they're looking to onboard their communities onto the deals as well. When it comes to analytics, I can already say that we've run the airdrop shield on the Cookie DAO airdrop, because we've been helping the Cookie DAO with their airdrop and actually managed to, find some interesting things. We've managed to find there was a person who connected, I think, 45 wallets. So definitely not acting very fair. And then we've got amazing success stories from our business client that's been using, who've been using analytics, the longest standing product.
Yeah.
They've managed to, I think, our client, I think, was Notum. They managed to cut their marketing costs by 60%
Oh,
just by understanding where the quality users come from and diverting their marketing budgets there, whereas cutting off all the budgets spent on campaigns that were bringing numbers but weren't bringing users who were creating value within the ecosystem.
yeah, yeah.
Another interesting case study from our client was that they actually found that their most effective marketing funnel was email, which you think in Web3 email is so outdated, but actually for their business, for their model, and for what they were doing, it turned out that email is the medium that converts the most. So they knew, okay, we actually need to focus most of our marketing efforts of knowing that these email campaigns, newsletters, giveaways are being attractive to our audience, because most engaged and most valuable audience comes from emails.
Yeah. Wow, that's impressive. What are your next major milestone goals in the next 3 months?
So I cannot tease anything now, because we agreed together with the Cookie DAO that we will release the full roadmap in the days after TGE. We want everyone to be focused on the token right now. Is very important for the DAO. We're supporting them in it. But a couple days after, we will release a full roadmap. But what I can say definitely is more KOL rounds, fair KOL rounds, and onboarding more creators onto the platform and helping more projects sort of change how KOL rounds are being done to make it more fair. Growing our ecosystem, definitely. We have already like over 300 projects using our analytics, but we want to grow even more. Like, we want to make it a standard, like Google Analytics is the standard for Web2. We believe like Cookie3 will be the standard of Web3, especially as Web3 becomes more and more mainstream. This solution will be very much needed. And then finally, like I said, a big launch of the Cookie3 score by the end of this year is going to be something that we're looking forward to releasing.
Awesome. I'm rooting for you guys. And I've learned a ton in this AMA. I'm actually a big fan of the KOL approach you guys have built because, as you mentioned, it's traditionally extremely hard for regular users, retail, to get into those rounds. So you guys giving access and giving them back as rewards, airdrops, and just, having that inclusivity for everybody. It's amazing. So you just touched on the TGE. I want to ask you, how can people get involved? How can they support the project? Where can they find all the information? Where do they go?
Definitely. So you can go to our Cookie3 Twitter. We are reposting and announcing anything that Cookie DAO is announcing. So it's cookie3_com. There are also Cookie3 communities where all the information is being shared. Like, as soon as we hear it from the DAO, and the DAO says it's good to go, we're announcing it. So our Telegram is called cookie3_co. And our Discord, you can find it in Telegram, and you can also find it on our website. It's the Cookie3 Discord. You can also find us on CoinMarketCap just as Cookie3.
Awesome. Amazing. So everybody heard that, right? Also, you guys can find all the links in the description below. So make sure not to miss out on the TG, which is happening in the next few days. What do you think about DEXTools in the future of DeFi?
Well, I think it will definitely be very, very, very important. And we're focused on the Cookie TGE right now, and I know you guys are also helping with the promotion of the tokens, which I believe is super, super important. And then with the TGE coming, you said in a few days. Well, it's coming in June 13th, so very, very, very soon, 10 a.m. UTC. Be prepared, guys.
extremely soon. What is it, like 48 hours from now? I know how crazy it gets right before TG launch, so you guys have probably a ton of work. So I do want to thank you for your time, especially right before TG. Thank you for hopping on. Is there anything else you want to finish with?
I think that's it. Just for anyone interested, make sure to turn on your notification when you follow us, because TGE is going to be a big announcement for the Cookie DAO, but we've just spoken about all the exciting utilities of the Cookie token, and I can tease that in the hours after the TGE, there will be like a big announcement related to these utilities. So, make sure to get onto the token before it, probably, because we hope that this announcement is going to get everyone go crazy.
Amazing. Thank you for your time again. And thanks everybody for watching and tuning in.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.